I think we live in a culture where our media very heavily influences us. I mean, I don't think that that can be denied. And our media is constantly pushing very specific ideas, like crazy romantic love, and love conquers all, and if it's not fun anymore, then you should move on. And life is all about fun, and relationships are all about sex, and just there's very strong messages that are being conveyed in every type of media you see. Women are sex objects, men are financial objects. And relationships within the Baha'i faith are pretty much the opposite. Within the Baha'i faith, they talk so much about respect and love and growth and helping one another. The Baha'i writings often talk about how the ideal Baha'i marriage is a union, both physical and spiritual, between a man and a woman, and that union is constantly promoting the well-being and the growth of each individual. There's quite a bit of guidance within the Baha'i writings as to what is involved in fostering a healthy family life, a healthy marriage. And certain ideals such as chastity before marriage, the equality of women and men, the art of consultation, certain principles that are taught within the Baha'i faith. The validity of these principles has been proven and supported over and over again in research within the general academic field. So a lot of research today is focusing or is finding that households where the station of women is more highly recognized and respected are also happier. They have better marriages, better functioning children, lower rate of divorce. But an interesting study that's been done has found that the countries which hold women in the highest social standing, these women also report the most satisfied sex lives. So when a woman actually feels respected and valued, every aspect of the relationship is, it just blossoms. It just blossoms. The communication, the happiness, the sex lives, everything. And everything is connected. If you're happy at home, you're gonna perform better at work. If you're doing well at work, you're gonna interact better with your kids. When your kids are doing better at school and at home, you're gonna have more pleasant dinners, and everything is just so interconnected. So the simple idea of the equality of women and men has such a powerful ripple effect that we can't even wrap our heads around it. We live in a culture where we're always looking for the next best thing. We're looking for the next iPhone to come out. We're looking for the next whatever it is to come out. And so we've kind of developed like social ADD. Nothing really keeps our attention for very long. And I think that this idea has really infiltrated even our approach to relationships. It's very I-focused. Everything is about making yourself happy, following your own bliss. And within the Baha'i faith, we're taught to be other-focused. We're taught to put others' needs before our own. And I think in an ideal relationship, both partners are putting the other's needs before their own. But the only way that this works is if both people are committed to that perspective. Because otherwise, too often what happens is you have one giver and one taker. And the person who takes becomes really used to taking because it feels really nice when the other person gives. And then the person who's doing all the giving is now left depleted and the short end of the stick. So if both partners have that mentality of constantly being of service to the other, then the potential for a beautiful marriage is very high. And this idea filters itself into even your daily arguments. I think too often we go into arguments wanting to prove why we're right and wanting to defend why we did what we did, rather than actually taking care of the other person's heart, rather than actually seeing like, oh, I accidentally hurt you. I'm really sorry. Let me take ownership of this. So even learning to be of service within the most simple contexts is, again, it has beautiful ripple effects. And it's a lot easier said than done. There's no doubt about that. But it doesn't mean it's not possible, and it doesn't mean it's not necessary. The payoff is great. The payoff can be so good.